Are you prepared for a natural disaster? It's a question we seldom ask ourselves until it's too late. We may think, what are the odds? But the truth is, natural disasters like floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, and winter storms are rare but real threats. In some cases, you might need to bug out or evacuate before disaster strikes. In other situations, fleeing isn't an option and you'll need to bug in or shelter at home. Now you might wonder, how do I prepare for these scenarios? Well, the first step is understanding the importance of preparedness. Preparedness isn't about living in fear, it's about living with awareness and readiness. It's about having a plan and the necessary supplies to face any disaster head-on. Every household, regardless of size, location, or composition, needs an emergency plan. This plan should detail what to do when disaster occurs. It might include gathering all family members and pets indoors, charging all cell phones and devices, and staying informed through TV, radio, and online sources. All adults and older children should be familiar with this plan, knowing it like the back of their hand. Alongside your emergency plan, you should prepare a basic emergency kit. Essentials such as a flashlight, extra batteries, a battery or crank-operated radio, candles, and a multi-purpose tool should be included. You should also have some cash on hand and a 3-day supply of all necessary medications. These items should be stored together in an easily accessible area reserved for emergencies. Staying informed through various communication channels is crucial, and compliance with official evacuation orders, if issued, is non-negotiable. If evacuation isn't advised or possible, be prepared to bug in. The process of bugging in involves designating a room or area in your house as your shelter hub, choosing a non-electric heating solution suitable for your space, storing at least 1 gallon of water per person per day, and stockpiling non-perishable, low-prep foods. Every step taken towards preparedness is a step towards ensuring the safety of you and your loved ones. Remember, it's not about expecting the worst, but being prepared for it. Every household needs an emergency plan. Let's get you started. An emergency plan is a blueprint for survival. So what does this blueprint look like? Let's break it down. First, when disaster looms, gather all family members and pets indoors. This is your first line of defense against any natural disaster. Make sure everyone is accounted for and secure. Next, charge all cell phones and devices. Power outages are common during disasters, so ensure you have a way to communicate and receive updates. Don't forget to pack power banks and spare batteries. Staying informed is crucial. Tune in to TV broadcasts, radio, or the internet. Reliable information will guide your next steps, whether it's to stay put or evacuate. And remember, knowledge is power. Make sure all adults and older children in the family are familiar with the plan. Everyone should know what to do, where to go, and who to contact in case of an emergency. Now let's talk about your basic emergency kit. This should include essentials like a flashlight and extra batteries, a battery or crank-operated radio, candles, matches, or a lighter, a multi-purpose tool or basic tools, cash, and a 3-day supply of all medications. Store these items together in an easily accessible area reserved for emergencies. Pay attention to communication from local authorities and heed official evacuation orders if they come. If evacuation isn't advised or possible, it's time to bug in. For bugging in, designate a room or area in your house as your shelter hub. Choose an above-ground interior room, preferably without windows, that's large enough for everyone and close to your emergency supplies. Clear out a nearby closet or storage space for these items. As for heating, choose a solution that doesn't rely on electricity like a wood stove or a safe propane heater. Make sure you have enough fuel for at least 3 days. Lighting is another essential. Have multiple sources on hand like rechargeable emergency lights, flashlights, candles, and camping lanterns. Remember, a good plan is half the battle won. So start crafting your emergency plan today. It's a simple step that could make a world of difference when disaster strikes. Next up, we're preparing the basic emergency kit. Think of this kit as your survival toolbox. It's the collection of essentials that will see you through those initial 3 days when disaster strikes. At the heart of your kit, you'll want a reliable source of light. A flashlight is ideal, but don't forget to pack extra batteries. You don't want to be left in the dark when you need it most. Next, consider your means of staying informed. A battery or crank-operated radio can be a lifeline to the outside world, keeping you updated on the situation and any necessary actions you need to take. A little warmth can go a long way, especially when the power is out. Candles can provide both light and heat, but remember to handle these with care to avoid fire hazards. Don't forget to pack matches or a lighter to ignite them. A multi-purpose tool or basic tools like a knife, screwdriver, and pliers can come in handy in a variety of situations, from making minor repairs to opening canned food. In times of disaster, your credit card might just be a piece of plastic. So, don't forget to include some cash in your kit. It's wise to have small bills and coins on hand, as making change might be a challenge. Lastly, don't forget about medications. A 3-day supply of all necessary medications can be a lifesaver. Whether it's prescription medicine, over-the-counter remedies, or a basic first aid kit, it's essential to have these items at your fingertips. Now that we've got our basic emergency kit assembled, it's crucial to remember one thing: accessibility. Store these items together in an area that's easy to reach and reserved solely for emergencies. This way, you won't be scrambling to find what you need when every second counts. Your emergency kit is your lifeline. Keep it accessible and well-stocked. It's not just about survival, it's about being prepared to thrive in the face of adversity. Remember, the key is to start preparing long before disaster strikes. So, let's get started, shall we? Now let's talk about your shelter hub. When disaster looms on the horizon, your home transforms from a place of comfort to a fortress of survival. The cornerstone of this fortress is your shelter hub, the room or area designated as your refuge should the need arise. The ideal shelter hub is an above-ground interior room. Why, you might ask? Well, above-ground rooms are generally safer in floods, and interior rooms offer protection from potential flying debris during storms or tornadoes. Preferably, this room should be windowless or have minimal windows to further shield you from possible hazards. Space is another important factor. Your shelter hub should be large enough to accommodate all family members and pets comfortably. This is not just a room, it's your temporary living quarters, so ensure it's a space where everyone can hunker down for a while without feeling too cramped. Accessibility is crucial too. In an emergency, you don't want to be scrambling through a maze of rooms to reach your safe zone. Pick a room that's easy to get to from all parts of the house. And remember, your shelter hub also needs to have easy access to essential supplies like food and water. Storage is another key aspect. It's a good idea to clear out a closet or storage space in or near your shelter hub for your emergency supplies. This area should be reserved for emergency use only, so make sure everyone in the house understands its importance. Choosing the right shelter hub is a balance of safety, comfort, and practicality. It might be your home office, a spare bedroom, or even a large walk-in closet. No matter what space you choose, it should give you and your family a sense of security and preparedness. Remember, your shelter hub is your fortress. Choose wisely. This decision could be the difference between chaos and calm in a disaster scenario. It's a cornerstone of your emergency plan, a beacon of safety in uncertain times. So take the time now to designate your shelter hub and take one more step towards ensuring the security of your loved ones. Survival means staying warm and well lit. As we hunker down in our designated safe space, it's crucial to ensure we have reliable sources of heat and light. Let's talk about a few options that don't rely on electricity, as power outages are a common side effect of many natural disasters. First up, heating. A wood stove or fireplace can provide a good source of heat, assuming it's safe to use and doesn't rely on electricity. Always remember to have a good stock of dry firewood or logs on hand. However, if you don't have these facilities, consider kerosene or propane heaters. These are portable and relatively easy to use. Just make sure you have enough fuel for at least 3 days and never leave them unattended while they're in use. Now let's discuss lighting. We can't underestimate the importance of maintaining visibility, especially when moving around in confined spaces. Rechargeable emergency lights are a fantastic option. They're bright, reusable, and most importantly, safe. Flashlights too are essential. Keep a good supply of spare batteries and make sure every family member knows where to find them. Candles can also provide light, but remember, safety first. Always keep them in a holder, away from anything flammable, and never leave them burning unattended. Camping lanterns are another great choice. They're portable, bright, and often come with adjustable brightness settings. Remember, when it comes to survival, redundancy is key. Having multiple solutions for both heat and light increases your chances of staying comfortable and safe. Each option has its pros and cons, so it's wise to have a mix of all. And finally, all these solutions should be stored safely in your designated shelter area, ready to be used at a moment's notice. This ensures you won't be fumbling in the dark or cold when disaster strikes. Remember, warmth and light are essential for survival. So take the time now to prepare your heating and lighting solutions. Stay warm, stay bright, and most importantly, stay safe. Let's dive into water storage. In the realm of survival, water is more than just a thirst quencher. It's the very essence of life. We can go weeks without food, but only a few days without water. So, how do we ensure we have enough water when the taps run dry? First, let's establish a golden rule. Store at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. That's the bare minimum. This covers drinking and sanitation needs. Remember, we're planning for at least 3 days. So for a family of 4, we're talking about 12 gallons. Now, let's explore our options. Commercial bottled water is the simplest route. It's safe, portable, and has a long shelf life. But it can be pricey, especially if you're storing for a large family. Next up, we have tap water stored in sanitized containers. It's affordable, practical, and with the right storage, it can last a while. Use UV-resistant, food-grade plastic containers. Soda bottles are a perfect example. If you're using well water, add a few drops of unscented household bleach. This will kill any bacteria or viruses. Remember to switch out your non-commercially bottled water every 6 months to keep it fresh. The third option is rainwater collection. This method requires a bit more effort and you'll need to purify the water before consumption. But it's a sustainable and economical choice. It's also a great way to supplement your water supply. Another handy tip is to fill your bathtubs with water when a disaster is imminent. This water can be used for flushing toilets or cleaning, freeing up your stored water for drinking and cooking. Regardless of your chosen method, always have a way to purify your water. Boiling is the most reliable method, but chemical treatments and filters can also do the trick. Water is life. Store wisely and store plenty. In the face of disaster, it's your best ally. Remember, your survival could hinge on your water storage, so don't skimp on it. Take the time to plan, prepare, and store. Your future self might just thank you. Next, we're going to talk about your food stockpile. When you're hunkering down at home, waiting out a storm or disaster, food becomes more than just a daily necessity. It's a lifeline, a comfort, and a way to maintain normalcy in the face of adversity. The key to a good food stockpile is focusing on non-perishable, low-prep foods. These are foods that don't require refrigeration, can be eaten with minimal cooking or preparation, and have long shelf lives. This is essential because in an emergency, you may not have access to electricity or running water. Canned goods are a go-to choice. They're ready to eat, and they offer a wide variety of options. You can stock up on canned tuna, chicken, soups, stews, and a range of fruits and vegetables. These provide balanced nutrition and can be eaten straight from the can if needed. Dried foods are another excellent choice. Items like oatmeal, ramen noodles, soup packets, quinoa, and grits are light, compact, and easy to prepare. They provide a warm, comforting meal that can help to lift spirits in tough times. Don't forget the essentials either. Nuts, peanut butter, powdered milk, instant coffee, and tea bags are all good to have on hand. They provide quick energy, protein, and a bit of comfort when it's needed most. One thing that often gets overlooked is the importance of using disposable utensils. In an emergency, water is a precious resource. By using disposable plates, cups, and utensils, you can minimize cleanup and conserve water. Plus, it makes meal times a bit easier when you're dealing with the stress of a disaster. A propane camp stove can be a valuable addition to your food prep kit. It's efficient for heating water and food, and it doesn't rely on electricity. Remember, food is more than just sustenance in a disaster. It's a way to maintain a sense of normalcy, to provide comfort, and to keep spirits high when times are tough. Food fuels survival. Stock up and stay nourished. Preparing to bug in is a journey. And this journey, my friends, is one of grit, foresight, and the will to keep your loved ones safe. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned today. We started by emphasizing the importance of having an emergency plan. This plan isn't just a list of to-dos, it's your guiding light in times of uncertainty. It helps gather your family and pets indoors, charge your devices, and stay informed through every possible communication channel. Next, we talked about the basic emergency kit. It's like your survival toolbox, packed with essentials such as a flashlight, extra batteries, a multi-purpose tool, cash, and a 3-day supply of all medications. Keep it in an easily accessible area, ready to grab at a moment's notice. We also discussed your shelter hub. This is your fortress, your safe haven. It's that one room in your house, devoid of windows, spacious enough for everyone, and close to your stockpiled supplies. Remember, this space isn't just another room, it's your stronghold against the storm. Then we touched on heating and lighting solutions. A non-electric heating option like a wood stove or propane heater can be a lifesaver when the power grid goes down. And multiple lighting sources ensure you're not left in the dark. Water storage was another vital point. 1 gallon of water per person per day is the rule of thumb. It might seem like a lot, but when disaster strikes, every drop is precious. Finally, we talked about food stockpiling. Canned goods, dried foods, and other essentials can help you ride out the storm without worrying about your next meal. So there you have it. These steps aren't just a survival guide. They're a blueprint for resilience, a roadmap to self-reliance. But remember, it all starts with a single step. Don't wait for the storm clouds to gather. Start your journey of preparedness today. Remember, preparedness is not a matter of if, but when. Begin today. We hope you found this guide helpful. It's all about embracing the responsibility we have to ourselves and our loved ones. Preparedness isn't paranoia, it's being proactive. It's about making sure that no matter what happens, you've got a plan to keep everyone safe. Taking these steps to prepare for potential disasters can make a world of difference. It's not just about surviving, but thriving, even in the toughest circumstances. It's a way to turn fear into power, uncertainty into confidence. It's a way to reclaim control in a world where so much can feel out of our hands. But remember, preparedness isn't a solo journey. It's a community effort. We can learn from each other, support each other, and grow stronger together. So, if you know someone who could benefit from this guide, share it with them. We all have a role to play in keeping our community safe. And if you want to keep learning, growing, and preparing, then make sure to subscribe to our channel. We're committed to bringing you the most up-to-date, practical, and comprehensive guides to help you navigate any challenge that comes your way. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we release new content. And if you found this guide helpful, give it a like. It's a small gesture, but it tells us that we're on the right track. It motivates us to keep researching, keep exploring, and keep delivering the information you need to stay prepared. Remember, preparedness isn't a destination. It's a journey. There will always be new things to learn, new strategies to try, and new challenges to overcome. But with the right mindset and the right tools, you can face any storm with confidence. So let's keep the conversation going. Comment below with your own tips, questions, or experiences. We're all in this together, and every voice matters. Stay prepared and stay safe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for